Top of the morning to you, or maybe, I don't know, it's like 7:15, so it's not really top of the morning. Got to sleep in today, that was lovely. For today's morning ramble, I want to cover a couple minor issues and then make a point. First minor issue, are courts required to cut pro per or pro se, depending on the terminology the court wishes to use? Are courts required to cut them slack on the rules of civil procedure? No, they're absolutely not. Well, at least, okay, let me step that one back ever so gently. In California and in the federal courts, no. Even pro per and pro se litigants, it'd be pro per in California, it'd be pro se in federal. I don't know why, but they mean the same thing. So if you say pro per or pro se, it doesn't really change anything, but there you go. But in both California and federal courts, the pro se or pro per litigant is required to follow all the same rules of civil procedure that an attorney would. The benefit of the attorney, or one of the many benefits of an attorney, is the attorney is probably going to know the rules of civil procedure and how to find, all the things that aren't right there in the statutes, like the rules of court for the state or for the local rules of court or for the district. So, or for the circuit or whatever. So like Ninth Circuit has their own little subset of rules of court that aren't in the federal rules of civil procedure. And each county in California has its own local rules of court. And sometimes judges have their own little deals. I want this pleading in this format kind of deals, or everybody has to do a meet and confer before a motion is heard. Things like that. So if anybody tells you that pro se and pro per litigants have some greater wiggle room in the rules of civil procedure, they're lying to you, or they're misunderstanding, or they're uninformed. The wiggle room that a court will give them is in the reading of the pleading. So if a pro per litigant submits a claim like Chauncey's, where he's all over the place and he's not really addressing the core elements of the action that he's trying to pursue, what the court will do is the court will read that as liberally as they can. They will hunt as hard as they can in there to find the elements. Whereas with an attorney, they would really expect the attorney to lay out the elements right there. And so, for example, in Mr. Hollingberry's pleadings, a court will look for the actual responsive portions of his pleadings and will probably, or will theoretically not hold the unresponsive portions against him. That's something that's pretty common with non-attorneys. It's hard to focus them. You get a client in and they'll want to waste everybody's time and their money by wanting to talk to you about all sorts of things that aren't relevant to the particular action. And sorry, my dog was going off-road and he almost went down a hole that someone dug in their lawn. So now he's got dirt on his back because I just pulled him through a giant mound of dirt because I don't want him going down a hole in somebody's yard. Where was I? Oh yeah, Chauncey Hollenberry doesn't know where he's going. Clients often don't know where they're going, and they want to spend $350 an hour talking to me about all sorts of things that are useless to their case and won't help them at all. So I know everybody wants to think that lawyers are just all about the negative stuff, you know. Oh, do you charge while you're taking a crap? Actually, we have a lot of ethical rules, and so, believe it or not, we do try to, at least in my law office, we try to shorten client meetings and not stay on the phone with them as much as we can, not because we don't like them, but because, like, if you go in to buy a car or something like that and you want to spend 20 minutes talking to the salesman, he's not really going to mind. I mean, I'm sure he'd rather get the sale done quick so he can move on to the next customer and make more money that day. But as long as you end up buying from him, I'm sure he'll be happy to spend the 20 minutes talking about your grandkids or whatever. And most people don't understand that when you're talking to him, you're not paying him, but when you're talking to me, you're paying me. And, you know, it doesn't really compete with people. My wife isn't terribly enthusiastic about the change that's come over me from being a practicing attorney, because, like, she'll want to prattle on. Morning. She'll want to prattle on about, you know, random things and What's that? It's hot out. They don't do as well in the heat. Take care. Sorry about that. Nice little neighbor. Oh yeah, wife not terribly enthusiastic about me being all cut to the chase when she wants to prattle on about seemingly insignificant things, but which are probably important to her, and I'm trying very hard to change my tone and be more polite with her when I get home. So let's see what else. Other thing, the Amish. Apparently some people are being critical of me because I didn't write a treatise on the Amish. This kind of ties back into the, you know, getting to the point thing. Yes, there are all sorts of flavors of Amish people. There's some people who are very strict in their practice. There are some people who are Amish in name only. If I said to you, Jews and Muslims don't eat pork, you could say, well, some do. Yeah, but am I actually wrong? I mean, if we're having a discussion about, like we were with the sovereign citizen, where he wanted to make a point, I could read what he's trying to get at incorrectly, but that doesn't actually address his point, and, you know, I don't think that's necessarily fair to the viewer. Or I could read it in the intention, as far as I can understand it, of the point he's trying to make. And the point he was trying to make, he said it very specifically. The answers he was looking for was no. So he wasn't talking about those Amish who have driver's license. He wasn't talking about the Amish who opt in to Medicare or don't opt in, who don't opt out of Medicare and Social Security. He wasn't talking about those Amish. Everybody who's bringing up in the comments on that video about the Amish people who do drive cars and the Amish people who do opt into Social Security and Medicare, or who don't opt out of it, I should say. I keep getting that wrong. But you're talking about things that aren't the point. No one really cares that some Amish people drive cars. No one cares about those people. Those aren't the point. The point were the Amish people who drive the horse buggies, the horse-drawn wagons. Those are the point. So, and I see that in a lot of videos. You know, people will come up with, I mean, what I see the most of in videos are people saying, you can't trespass someone from public property, or there were no signs, so you can't be trespassed if there are no signs, or but the lady told him he could be back there, so he wasn't trespassing. And that just shows me that you haven't been paying attention, and you got a reset button, and you just keep resetting your beliefs. Instead of conforming your belief to reality, you are attempting to convince people that your beliefs are reality, and reality is in fact incorrect. So Yeah, so if you want to tell me all about the Amish people, that's great. I really don't care. I have no plans on becoming Amish or visiting Amish country. Although, at some point in time, I don't know how close Amish country is to Philadelphia, but there is some talks between myself and my wife of going on vacation back to the East Coast and maybe visiting Philadelphia. That was entirely off topic. Well, it's a ramble, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. I don't, this is a new subject. I don't revel in OG2 finding misfortune. He worked hard to get it, but I don't revel in it. Oh, hello. Come on. No, come on. That was exciting. Yeah, so I don't revel in him finding misfortune. I may point out the causal relationship between things, and I may find the humor in the situation, but all things being equal, I would rather not have these people losing their jobs and their homes and etc. I'm just going to leave that there. He is still a tweaker, or at least he was in that video. So, you know, he seemed a lot calmer in his plea video for everybody to donate money to him, so that, I don't know. See, what's weird is he got his power turned off. He came home to find his power turned off, and had he not been in jail, he could have taken care of that. But that's, I've never had my power turned off, so I'm not terribly knowledgeable about it, but I have forgotten to pay my bill, and they'd roll it over to the next month. They'd be like, hey, you forgot to pay your bill last month. And I'm like, oh, damn, I got to pay double this month. Oh, whatever, at least I didn't have to pay last month. So I'm just wondering, and of course, all the people who like to know better than me, you can feel free to post in the comments about how long the power company in Ohio, or whichever power company I guess he is using in his area, how long, how many options, how much time they'll give to pay your bill before they'll turn off the power. Because I don't think it's usually, I guess maybe in California we have different regulations on our public utilities, but I don't think it's usually a quick process from the time, like, you don't pay your bill today and tomorrow they turn your power off. I don't think it works that way. So I'm just kind of surprised that he's trying to relate his power being turned off to the events in Leon Valley. Seems a bit of a stretch. And as far as the non-payment of rent, again, that would be interesting. I guess he said it was tied, his month-to-month lease was tied to his employment, so it would make sense that if they terminated his employment, they would also terminate his lease. Not calling into work, no call, no show for 2 days. I don't know what's going on that would prevent me from finding a payphone or borrowing somebody's phone. Or didn't he say that as soon as he walked out of the jail, someone handed him a phone? He held up a blue Verizon phone. I mean, I'm guessing that maybe it wasn't hooked up or something, and he had to actually go to a Verizon store to get it activated or something. I don't know, but it just seems odd. It just really seems odd. Like, I don't know. I would have called, but I guess that's just me. But yeah, I'm not terribly happy that he's losing his job and his home and things like that. And as far as like other people, if you're wondering why I don't thumb up everybody's negative statements about other people, I mean, if I find it pertinent or funny, I may, but if it's just being mean to be mean, I don't really care about it. Like, everybody's piling on this sticky ketchup guy, or somebody keeps posting link after link to some video on him. I made one video on this sticky ketchup guy because he said something stupid. I don't actually watch his stuff, and I'm not, you know, like if you want to spam, I guess I support free speech, which includes spam. But I mean, if you want it, I don't know. I don't think you're making friends, but maybe you are. So who am I to say? And yeah, that's about it. I guess we're gonna call it here. Thanks for watching the morning ramble, and hopefully this one turns out. I'm not wearing a zipper right now, so that's good, right? Shouldn't be rubbing on a zipper, but it might still be rubbing on my shirt. My large man breasts might be rubbing against it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.